Hi, hello, this is Chaos and Cat. I'm gonna get this out of the way now because we tend to forget and then
Who the fuck we are, yeah.
shit goes crazy. My name is Kaylee.
And I'm Laura.
Getting that right out of the way. Right? Bing, bang, boom, bam, whatever. It's done.
See ya later.
Intro, out of the way.
Meow meow.
Out of the way. Excuse me while I pull up a cat fact for us here.
Cat fact, cat fact. Welcome to our cat fact.
Um,
I'm just gonna move this paper out of the way because I know I'll touch it and it will fuck up the whole time.
So, cats use their whiskers, as we've talked about before. Oh, we already talked about this one. As sensory. Dang, we used that one. We can't use that one. There are more than 20 domestic breeds that can sport solid black coats, including the Bombay, Norwegian forest cat, British shorthair, and American shorthair.
Wow, I didn't know there was that many black cats. Like varieties.
Pretty dominant,
Gene there.
pretty dominant coating. Sorry, you froze a little there.
I was still talking though, so we're good.
That's okay. Hold on, let's get some match lighting ASMR here. And it immediately went out.
You might need to get closer. I don't know if I heard it.
Hold on, let me take the little thingy off.
Yeah, I lost mine. That's why it's also probably so echoey up in here all the time.
Oh, well, that definitely tracks.
Yeah.
Let's try that again. Did you hear it?
I think that one was a little bit
Immediately
better.
went out again on me. But...
What is up? Something does not want you to light fire right now.
I don't know. It came with the pre-rolls.
Okay,
it has a little match striker here, and then inside it's got a little spot, and then a little. It's adorable.
It is adorable. I would be keeping that one.
Oh, I will be. We actually have another one similar to this from another that we use for pre-rolls because they're just nice little metal tins, and so that way if you want to pre-roll something to take it on like a hike or whatever, you don't have to worry about it getting crushed.
Definitely. I just bought some pre-rolls and the box was like next to impossible to open. He literally showed me how to open it while I was there because people have had so many problems with it. And
there's one that we have where it's 2 buttons you have to press at the same time. Is that what it is?
Yeah. I think so. And it's like, especially with nails, impossible.
It's actually,
so I just never closed it again.
I've gotten really good at it. So so the first model that they had, for at least where we were, the ones that we were getting them from, the first model that had that kind, it was very hard to open and press both of the buttons at the same time. But they made a new one where they brought the buttons closer together. So they were easier to press, and they were a lot smoother too. So it's easier to press them and lift the lid up. And I would actually
use a slide out lid too.
Oh yeah, so that's
like even weirder because you had to pull it too.
That's what this one is a slide out one.
Cool. I have a slide out one that I did keep because I like.
You literally just squeeze the sides and just.
That's.
And then when you don't squeeze the sides, it doesn't come off. So
good.
I know, it's so funny. It's so funny. I say it all the time. Stoner packaging is child-proof and stoner-proof.
It truly is. Like, I
it's like,
just let me get to my pre-roll, please.
Just let me get to my cannabis, god damn it. And you're just like, I just want to get this. I just want to smoke this so badly. But it just
I haven't smoked enough for this intensity, okay? I'm stressed.
20 minutes later, it's like, finally.
I literally thought about breaking it open because I'm like, I'm so done with this. But then it opened without breaking a nail.
Proud of you.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh. But hearing that you brought a possibly more serious topic makes me want to do a silly one, but I brought, like, not like a crazy serious one.
So we're both doing like a serious, it's going to be a serious episode.
I mean, we always tend to make shitty jokes throughout, given the last time.
Jokes. I'm sorry.
Dear Lord.
Apologize now, but there will be shitty jokes. This is how we cope. Comedy is how we cope. Trauma?
Yeah.
We make jokes about our trauma. Oh, what episode is this?
I think it's 17. I don't know. I flipped to my pages. It is number 18.
18?
Yeah.
No, it's 19. Number 19. We're close. Number 19. She's off somewheres, people.
Oh, I see. It's just because I didn't
fuck up the numbers again.
I was like, no. I just didn't do a sticky note with like little funny ideas for like posts this time because I think everything being in Mark's office, I totally fucked up. But I did write it down that it was 18. Speaking of post-it notes, I'm just gonna just so I have it because I already fucked up.
I'm saving my links really quickly. So I've got
save your links, Kaylee.
Yeah, Laura, yeah.
Why ya?
Okay. Well, Laura, what have you been up to? What's anything interesting going on in your life?
Let's see. I don't know if we talked about this last time because, God, I can't even remember. Yeah, I think I did. I've been having my niece and nephew stay here. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I think you mentioned it.
I think so too. Aside from that, I reached out to one of my high school friends that we used to be best friends, and I still see her on and off at like holiday parties and stuff. She's lovely. I love her, but she is she coaches for dancing, she vocal coaches, and she also like works at a school helping with children, so she does a lot. She's a very busy lady, and she's a band. She's insane, honestly. I wish I had that much energy.
We do not have the same 24 hours in a day. I swear to God. I swear to fucking God, we do
a weak amount of hours. Like, how are you eating? How are you sleeping?
I don't get it. I don't get it, man.
She's always been someone who's been very outgoing in that way. But it will be doing. She will be my new vocal coach soon when she can figure out where we both availability, because I really do like to sing, and I have it.
I do as well. I've also considered like vocal lessons because like it's something I definitely want to improve on, even if it's just for my own benefit.
Exactly. That's what I was telling her. It's like, I don't want, like, there's no local choirs that aren't tied to a church. I don't want to sing hymns the whole time.
No.
And then musicals I would love to do, but I don't feel totally confident in my voice currently to do them. So it's like, there's nowhere to sing. So I was like, I want to do it just to sing at this point. I just need somewhere to be and do that because I love it.
There's a vocal coach that I follow online.
Is she the one that does the boxing gloves?
Yeah,
the big black lady?
Yeah,
she's freaking awesome. And her
I've
attitude,
learned a lot of tips and tricks from her videos that have definitely helped me improve, like, on my own a little bit, like, a lot.
Yeah, see, that's hard for me, though, because I will watch it and I will try to do what she's correcting in another person or whatever, but I don't know if it's right when I'm doing it.
I don't know
like,
if I'm doing it right, but
it's
helping me a little, and it's kind of helping me to improve something a little, so I'm like, you know what?
I'll do it. I forget her name, but she's awesome, and she's got the same vibe that my friend Gina has, my vocal coach. It's just like a white version. Yeah, look up her name. She deserves to be announced because she is freaking awesome. Because I've looked up her videos, but I can't remember her name and I feel bad.
Cherry Porter.
Cheryl
Porter.
Yes.
Sorry, Cheryl Porter. Sorry.
Cheryl Porter.
Cheryl
She could go by
Porter.
Cherry. That would be kind of awesome.
Cheryl Porter. She's wonderful. I absolutely love her videos. And her, like, she's great. She's a great vocal coach. She's constantly sharing like tips, tricks. Like, I love watching the videos. They're fucking wonderful.
I know. And she's coached a lot of people who then go on to like do The Voice or whatever and practice for that specifically.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
So fucking cool. But that's basically it. I haven't done any yet because we're still figuring it out. Oh, and I met Mark's jiu-jitsu coaches, and I might start doing something like that, but it's like I'm going to start with the female coach, maybe do some self-defense stuff before I just go into a very male-dominated area of people who are going to, you know? So.
There's got to be, like, jiu-jitsu classes that have females in them.
I mean, I think there's a female occasionally, you know, because I met one while I was there, but I don't think, you know, they might come at different times, whatever works for them. So it's mostly men, which they also seemed very nice, but I just would like to just warm up first with the lady.
And like, you know, it's just so, you know, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is fine. I just, like I was telling you, when I did Krav Maga, trying to do and practice a move on a 6'2" man just doesn't work in terms of drilling it into myself.
No.
So I will be able to do it with someone else. That's my reference.
I was gonna say, I'm sure you'll be able to find someone who's a little bit closer in stature to you.
Well, one of the trainers is a female, and
yeah,
she's very sweet. So that's what's new. I had nothing happening yet, you know, just things in the works. Work has been busy, but I had a visit today, and it was this kiddo's first birthday today, so that was exciting. It was so cool for them to like want me to be there and schedule a visit on their kid's birthday. That was so cool. And he's a cutie patootie, so it was a good day because that was today. And that's why I'm late, because we were partying, you know, partying hardy with the 1-year-old.
Hey, they can be entertaining.
Oh, they're hilarious.
They can be very entertaining, you know. You know, you can't go wrong sometimes hanging out with like a 1-year-old, 2-year-old.
Yeah.
They can talk back to you at least.
Oh, maybe not with words.
Right, no, but I mean, they can back a little bit of attitude, but they can't like actually like use words if you get fully.
Fucked,
so it's like, yeah.
You just be weird and they'll love you. So
exactly.
It's been good.
Oh, they love it when you're extra weird.
Yeah, my participants are probably like, this lady's crazy, but the babies like me.
That's all that matters, right? Oh my gosh. So
yeah. How have you been? What have you been up to?
Not much. I finished that puzzle. I've started building Legos. I've built a lot of Legos.
Like adult sets where they come with directions and stuff? Yeah.
Yes. My brain does not work in the way where I can just free build. My brain does not work like that. Nick's brain
don't think mine does
loves that stuff. He loves the free build kind of stuff. Me, nah. I need the directions. I need someone to tell me how to put this together. Because as I'm putting it together, I'm like, who the fuck sits there and comes up with how to build this fucking structure like this using these specific parts? I would never be able to figure this out. Like, what the fuck? It would take me
so long.
No.
Definitely not.
No. I want just concise, simple pictures, which is all they are. They're literally just pictures.
Which I can appreciate, yeah.
Showing you the pieces and where to put them. And it's very fun. It's very nice. It's nice for my brain.
Yeah, just like your pee water right there.
For me, it's like doing a puzzle. It's like doing a puzzle for me. So
Absolutely.
just a different kind of puzzle. More like a 3D puzzle. You're gonna find all the pieces and put them together. So.
I think that's a better 3D puzzle because I have had 3D puzzles where they're all like foam blocks and you have to like piece them all together, and I'm like, dear Lord, nope.
I don't want those. No.
Legos because they click together. It's good.
I've done a bunch of cactus. Cacti.
Yes.
And then I've done a bunch of Harry Potter themed ones.
That's cool.
Don't come at me about J.K. Rowling. I do not support her. Blah, blah, blah. She got her money already. Let me enjoy my life.
Yeah, like we were children when these things came out.
This is a safe space for everybody. We do not support blah, blah, blah.
But it is our childhood.
Let me enjoy the few things that I enjoy in my life. But yeah, so I've been doing a bunch of Legos and shit like that. Not much else is going on.
Fun though. Work. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I feel that. Has the weather been sometimes nice for you, like it has been here?
Yeah, it's been really. We've had rain.
Oh yeah, it rained all last week.
It's like super fucking windy today. Oh my god, it's so windy today. But it's been like generally nice. Yeah, it's been generally nice here.
Yeah, we got a few nice days and it was beautiful. Love-hate relationship because I got home at like past 6:30 and it was light out, so.
Exactly. Am I happy that it's staying light out longer? Sure. Great. Fantastic. Wonderful. But it really fucked me up, man. It really fucked up my Sunday. Not gonna lie. It really fucked me up, man. Yeah. So.
Oh.
It's a love-hate. It's a love-hate relationship with daylight savings.
For real, though. Can't imagine the people with kids. Good fucking luck.
God, no.
Like, sleep train your children. I would lose my mind.
Pets, too. You gotta retrain your pets with dinner time, too. Fucking breakfast and dinner time because of that shit. Especially if you have them on schedule.
That is true. I never thought of that. Yeah, I just free feed my cats where they just have a bowl.
So, we don't really free feed them. We can't leave out just all the food. Ruta would just probably eat more than she should. She already does. So we have an automatic feeder for them. Also for when we leave the house for more than a day or two, we can make sure that they're still being fed. But so we have the auto feeder that works for us. So we have them on a schedule. So breakfast is at like 5 a.m. because that's when I get up usually for work. And then they get lunch, and then they get dinner at like 5 p.m. If I can push it to 6, I push it to 6. So daylight savings throws that off. Especially when we go back an hour.
Yeah.
And then Rudo's just like, what do you mean? Hey. It's 5 o'clock. It's like, no, it's 4 o'clock. I know. That's a sad reality, huh?
It's a trip, right?
Is not happy. She will just be yelling for the next hour. She'll come back and forth, yelling at you like, I want my dinner. And you're like, it's not 5 o'clock. I don't know how to explain daylight savings to you. I don't know how to explain it to you. It doesn't make sense to me either. I'm sorry, kid.
I know. I thought Massachusetts had talked about last year just doing away with it, but apparently fucking not.
How can you when everybody else does it though?
Not everybody does. I think it's a state-by-state decision.
Is it really?
I didn't think it was because that would be crazy. But like sometimes I'm 2 hours away from someone than 3. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I just want to point out there is such a delay. Such
That's
a
annoying.
hard delay with you. I can see your mouth start to move and then your words come a little later.
Oh,
So I apologize now if I cut you off. I apologize now to the listeners if I cut her off. I am going to do my best with the timing on this, but this has got me fucked up already, so we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, because it was
It's always
freezing, but I don't know why, because my door's open, my work phone is off, my personal phone has no Wi-Fi on.
I'm plugged into my router, and my Wi-Fi is off on my phone. He's on his computer, but he's also plugged into the router, so we don't really use... We have direct connection to the router, so...
Tis true.
Splashed up into my nose. Okay, well...
Time to get serious!
Since we're not really rambling too hard right now. So since we recorded not too long ago recently, I remember who went first and who didn't. So since I went first last time, you went second, because you had the more depresso topic.
I did. My bad.
So that would mean that technically, if we want to go like we try to do of by who went first last, so you would go first. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I mean, I could go first. It's not a big deal either way.
Okay. All right.
I do have two options
How
for
depressed
topics.
are you going to make us, Laura?
No, not depressed. I said serious, because it's not like goofy or anything.
Okay,
but...
mine's going to make us a little depressed. So.
Good. Fantastic. I might add in a little happiness there at the end if we need it, because I do have some blurbs here that are short and sweet because it comes with a story. But today, we will be talking about the history of underwear.
The history of underwear.
And
or as they like to call it over in England, pants. Which still confuses me that they call them
undergarments. I've never heard that that's what they call them. I would expect undergarments, but I would not expect pants.
I'm pretty sure that's one of the terms that they use is pants.
And so what are their pants? Like slacks? Like what are they?
I'm pretty sure it's something like that. Yeah, it's stupid.
It's something. That's wild. I can't even.
Okay, well, I know knickers is one of them.
Yes, that's what it is. That's, I think, the one I was thinking of. For pants or
they
underwear?
have like a bunch of different ways. Yeah, like... Yeah, pants is one of them.
Also, if you say knickers in kind of stumble on that word, it gets could get real harsh real fast.
I think pants is I'm pretty sure pants is one of the terms. And then, yeah. In the south of England, pants are underwear. And in the north of England, they're trousers. I don't fucking know.
Still pants.
They confuse me.
Yeah. I watch these Australian podcasters and they say some wild words and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm gonna have to Google this.
Is that Tony chick and that dude?
Yes, Tony and Ryan. I'm a big fan.
I love them. I see their clips on online all the time, and I fucking love them. I love them so much. I die every time I see them. I'm like, oh my fucking god.
Oh, they crack me up. They're hilarious, and they do say stupid shit. Okay. Let me get my throat ready. Good to go. I will send you. I will be sending you this. Guess I won't because it doesn't want me to. So it doesn't seem like a complicated one. But nowadays, we can have beautiful underwear delivered right to our doorstep. The role and meaning of underwear have shifted many times throughout history and changed from inner to outer wear as society evolved from a basic need to a luxury piece that indicated status. This journey has shaped what we know of underwear today and thankfully allowed us to comfortably wear our... I don't know what they're trying to get at, but I'm not saying it. Basically, our underwear.
Look, any chance I get to go without underwear is honestly preferred.
I don't know how honest to be.
I don't do it often, but if I get the chance, I like going commando. What's wrong with going commando?
Nothing. As like I said, I don't know how honest to be personally here, but I am very prone to UTIs. And that makes it worse. And also, I don't like being commando when wearing pants because these wild lips of mine are just going to swallow everything in sight.
It's okay. No, I get it. There are certain like situations where I have to wear underwear, and then others where I'm like, these aren't necessary. These are not necessary. Yep.
I think it makes me... I'm already anxious in public, and then I think about the fact that I'm not wearing underwear, and I think it's worse. Oh, much worse. But the concept of wearing fabric to protect our intimate parts came around 5000 BC with cavemen and ancient Egyptians. In Austria, around 1991, archaeologists found in Egyptian tombs extra supplies of linen loincloths, some that indicated dignity and in royalty cases were believed to sustain pharaohs and queens to the afterlife. Is there underwear? Very interesting. So a brief history of undergarments. So 5000 BC. Underwear actually started as an outer garment back in 5000 BC and appeared for cave women and cavemen as a small piece of fabric wrapped around the waist and through the leg called a loincloth. It was a basic necessity for protection, especially in colder areas of the world to conserve their intimate areas. Ancient Egyptian...
Your private.
I was just thinking, like, if I'm just wearing that and I'm not really wearing much else, like, I'm still gonna be fucking freezing, bro. It's not gonna help.
Yeah. Honestly, just a thin piece of fabric. That's it.
Fantastic.
That's all I got protecting me.
Great.
Jesus fucking Christ, take me out now.
Yeah. But ancient Egyptians and pharaohs also wore leather loincloths as outer garments and adopted fabric and length variations as a symbol of power and status. Classic.
Leather.
And honestly, it makes sense
fancy.
because if you look at like Egyptian art, I guess they have those long.
It almost looks like
flaps.
they're wearing skirts, or at least they have in the middle a longer piece.
Yeah, exactly.
Which,
just
yeah,
real high
sense.
leg slits. They just wanted to be women.
Learning.
And in the Middle Ages, even what? Are you definite? It's the delay here.
The thing you just said. Remember, I'm on a delay.
That's what I just said. Oh yeah, you're on a delay.
Yeah, I'm on a delay here. So listen, I'm trying my best to respond appropriately and accurately. And not cut you off in the middle of a sentence, but every time I go to start saying something, you're already saying the next thing.
So sorry. I shall slow down. I need to take a deep breath.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Sometimes my supervisor has to remind me.
You on camera say your whole sentence, and then right as you're finishing saying your sentence, it actually comes through the audio.
That would.
Can I make a request of you leaving and coming back and seeing if that helps?
Yes. I gotta bring up face B again.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
Okay.
This is the person
See you
that has
later.
to edit this later. See you in a second. Hello.
Is it any better? Hello.
Speak again?
Speaking again.
Better. It's better. Much better.
If I leave and come back, would it be perfect?
Probably not. I think we're good. We're good. All right.
Okay.
Continue telling me the history of underwear, please, while the delay is gone.
I will be doing that for you. So this little section talks about the Middle Ages. And it says, even though women needed the same protection as men, they basically went commando until the 19th century. Unbelievable, right? Medieval men counted on male underwear somewhat like the first prototype of boxer shorts and boxer briefs. It makes
sense because men got dangly bits.
Day of my life.
But men got like dangly bits, so you gotta like contain that shit, you know?
My bits dangle. What are you saying?
Shut the fuck up, Laura. Shut the fuck up. Sorry. How many times on this podcast are you gonna make me sit here and say, Laura, shut the fuck up? Shut up, Laura. You're not like that. You know what I mean by their bits dangle. There's the podcast title. Their bits dangle. Oh my god.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you, but all I know is I bleed from my vagina once a month.
No.
It kind of pisses me off that we had to sit in a bucket with some rags when this guy
I'm
gets
not happy about that. Listen, I'm not happy about that. Okay, I'm not happy about that part. But I kind of understand why men needed underwear a bit before us, or at least it had happened a bit before us, because I don't really know what the medieval methods were for period care. You know?
Not good.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, it was like basically like a bucket, or maybe you shoved a piece of cloth up there or something.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't know. Because it happened like once a month for like, what, 3 days to 7. 3 to 7 days, depending on your period, that you would be bleeding. So, I don't know. We couldn't be bothered, clearly.
Clearly. We were stuck in a fucking building bleeding our fucking bodies out. So.
Depending on where you lived, Depending on where you lived, yeah.
It does continue to see the horrors of women have been treated. Just kidding. Sorry.
To be fair, as of us recording this, International Women's Day did just happen. So you can be angry, Laura. You can be angry.
I typically can be, but today I'm feeling extra, so. While women's undergarments were multi-piece structures, they didn't include any fabric in their intimate parts. They featured constructing corsets, stiffened bodices, metal skirt structures, and occasionally woolen hosiery underdresses, depending on cold climates.
Gotta have that easy access.
Of course, especially if you're just...
Literally, you just have to flip up your skirt, and then
you're good to go.
Pound and done, and then boom, he's just gone. You just drop it down, you're good.
Yeah, it depends on what skirt you're wearing, because he also could suffocate.
Yeah, definitely depends.
Those things were hefty.
Right. It would definitely depend on what you're wearing. Like, if you got a hoop skirt on underneath, no. Not fucking happening, you know? But if you just got some layers of fabric going on, pull that thing up, bend over, you're good to go.
You got it. I love it. And you know they were doing that.
Oh, well, yeah. Exactly. Duh.
I would have died so fast in the Middle Ages.
Yeah.
Because for like 3 years, I got chronic UTIs every time I had sex. I would have died so fast via infection and bleeding out my vagina.
Yeah, honestly, probably.
Yeah, sad to think about. Isn't that nuts? I would have died when I was like 22.
And if not through that, childbirth. So
hey,
you died through that, so you know what?
Has the highest mortality rate out of all like evolved countries.
Yes, it does.
We're still having that possibility.
Yep. Yes, it does. Yeah. Anyways.
Yes, but also for comfort purposes, they wore chemises?
Oh, a chemise.
Chemises. It's plural here, so I was like, as sleepwear and nothing else. Some dress structures tended to be bigger and bigger, so many women didn't have to take them out in order to use the restroom and get anything spilled on the fabric. Use the restroom was in quotes, because you know what that means.
You know what that means.
But that, of course, was prioritized to women who belonged in royalty status, while in lower class women who wore poorly structured women's underwear and struggled with hygiene conditions. Not the best time to be a woman, right? Also, these sassy comments are from the article, not me. The 1600s. Around the 1600s, men, especially royalty, started wearing 13-inch long shorts that somewhat relate to what we know as jockey briefs nowadays. Honestly, I don't know anything named jockey briefs.
I'm assuming it's the pants that like jockeys wear, where it goes down to like their knee-ish, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think the pants
I see what you mean.
Go down to their knee, and then I think they have like socks that like their boots go up.
That make you
over,
like tuck it in.
Like yeah, like I think the pant goes to the knee, and then their boots go up to their knee and stuff. So like it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming here. Listen, I am just assuming, but
yeah. Well, we'll figure that out later. Who cares? Who cares if it's the truth? Whether you believe us or not is your fault.
Facts? What are you
oh my god.
talking about?
I was talking to my mom the other day and I was telling her that we were gonna do podcast stuff. She goes, "Oh, have you put out episodes?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have." And she was like, "Oh, are you trying to what are you trying to like?" I forget how she worded it because our last one was health and wellness or whatever, health and life coaching. And she was like, "Are you trying to change the world with this one too?" And I was like, "No, that is not what this one is about." We
gave up on that one.
Yeah, I was like, "No, this is just a fuck around."
No, so we're just like, here to have
check some out. And I was like, "Okay." Just know.
We're here to save the world.
She's so sweet. I love it because she's so encouraging. Because even when she found out we were just fucking around, she was still all for it.
I love it.
It's just so optimistic just to find out.
My mom was the same when I was like, yeah, we're doing a new podcast now. We're just going to be fucking around, basically. She was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, it was good.
Like, fucking great. Awesome. I love that for you. I was like, thanks.
Like, we hang out. That's basically
it. That's it. That's all this is anymore. We gave up.
It's fine. I like it better. But men's underwear had tight lacing around their waist and ankles. How are these people not, like,
I don't know,
seriously considered quite feminine? And were highly decorated with ribbons and different fancy fabrics, while women started to suffer more and more in the name of fashion as lace-up bodices got tighter by the day to create an exaggerated flat chest, thin waist silhouette, wear uplift bras, but still no panties. So you have to shift your organs around, but you still do not get to hygienically protect yourself. Have you ever wondered why we say pair of underwear? It's because back in the early 1800s, women started wearing drawers, a trouser-like undergarment that consisted of a pair of separate legs that was joined at the waist and tightened around their ankles. What is this tightening around the ankles? This is crazy. But they started off with a basic design, but became way more elaborate over time, decorated with lace, ribbons, and bands. However, they could not wear them to bed as it was considered shameful for their husbands to see anything that belonged to their undergarments. Throughout most of the century, these pieces were open between the legs to make going to the bathroom an easier journey, but thankfully by the end of it, women were introduced to pantaloons, long, baggy trousers worn under dresses and skirts. During the 1920s and 1940s, by the time we got to the 1920s, we were already blessed with the introduction of proper lingerie. Oh, the 1920s. It's sexy. But even though the concept of panties basically meant industrial and plain pieces of fabric, thanks to the flappers and all their fringy and bobby-haired glamour, undergarments turned into tightly fitting underwear and started to become more decorative and less modest as they were worn under trendy short dresses at the time.
Ooh, scandalous.
As crazy as the 1920s would have been as a woman, I also think it would have been really fun because it's like one of the first generations that's really turning for women.
I agree.
I
agree.
Being rebellion.
Especially because that was the time of Prohibition. And that was when people were really rebelling, especially women, and especially with going out at night and going to speakeasies and stuff like that.
And having little dresses on.
Showing their ankles. Oh my
goodness. Dear Lord. Even their eyes. They had short hair because they were trying to make a statement about
their hair up.
That is
they got like finger waves and stuff started becoming more prominent and like things like that.
Cool.
Love it.
I would have loved it. I probably would have done some shit that would have gotten me early, but I would have been worth it. Don't took it too far, guys. But all of that with the short dresses and the very sexy underwear, that evolved into the idea of a pinup girl in the 1940s with the rise of apparel engineering and the modern bra, which made women pictured in lingerie become more acceptable and pushed society to embrace female figures and their curves. Kaylee just flashed me. You all be jealous. Be jealous. Your skin tone is quite different.
Is it?
Is it? Well, from here, exactly.
Are you sure? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm fully clothed, folks. I just opened my jacket and just shimmied my chest at her.
Come on, don't ruin it for them. At least give them a little bit of hope. If they're gonna ship Frank and Joe together, they're gonna ship us together. Thank you. Are you Patreon?
There you go.
Yes, that is true. Y'all need to pay for that.
There you
go. Thank you, husband, for this idea.
Exactly. You know what? If he's fine with it.
Cool.
Let's go. Let's make our money. Let's go.
Hey, we gotta make money somehow.
Literally, like
we were born with these beauties, all right? At least let us use them to our advantage.
Seriously. For realsies.
Which I have many times. But not in like a for money way, just like sneaking things in kind of a way.
Just kind of a way.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's great.
But in the 1950s, we finally got what we needed, comfort. The bikini came to life, named after an island on the Pacific Ocean with more flexible elastic waistbands and cotton fabrics. It evolved into being comfortable and cute, opening the doors for new, comfy, and trendy styles to eventually come. Yeah, because I don't know about you, but I don't really wear, like, bikini-lined underwear because my ass will also eat that.
Same. I usually go for, like, the short style, like, the boy short style, or, like, I like a high-waisted. I like a high-waisted, where it's, like, the high cut around the butt cheeks, you know?
Yeah. I like that, too.
I like the high-waisted. That's my preferred. Yeah.
Samesies. And I've never been a person to really wear a thong. I wore a thong once for a couple hours and it ruined my life, I swear. I
wear thongs all the time.
I hate them. That's fine. I wish I could enjoy them because
my
they're
favorite, not
cute
sponsored,
in leggings.
not sponsored at all, but hey, if they ever want to sponsor us, I'm down. MeUndies. That is where I found the comfiest and best thong of my life. Not sponsored. I wish, but
When you first wore thongs, were you like, wow, this kind of sucks?
oh god, yeah. I have some that really fucking suck. I have some that whenever I put them on, I dread putting them on, but like I need a thong for a specific pair of pants or something. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like the underwear line to show sometimes for certain pants. And I just,
totally get it.
I'll throw it on. And I'm like, fuck, this is the only clean one I have. And I'm like, this is gonna suck. Like, today's gonna fucking suck. And it usually does.
I just don't have it in me. I cannot build up my butthole callus. I refuse. Like, it's gonna take too long.
There it is. There's the
just
title.
never.
Butthole callus.
I'm just speaking the truth, alright? You gotta toughen that bad boy up for that.
Why you gotta get soft, cottony thongs, not lacy thongs. Don't put that lace shit on your butt. Don't do that.
No, and I'll get a massive UTI.
No.
Lace
If you're gonna do a thong ever, you gotta do the nice, soft, cottony thongs. That's like what the one I got from MeUndies is like a nice, soft, cottony thong, and it's just perfect. It's perfect.
It's gonna make you cry.
But yeah, no, you can't wear the lacy stuff. I have a couple of lacy ones, and those are the ones that I dread putting on.
Yes, exactly.
Those are the ones I
just
dread
throw them
putting
out
on.
at this point.
If I have to put it on for a full day, I'm like, fuck, this sucks.
Just go commando at that point.
Honestly, at that point.
We are on our way to needing to turn on my Wi-Fi because it did not load all the way. Awkward. Reload. Bring it back now, y'all. Bring up this time. Okay, so the 1980s. We are on to the 1980s. Woo. And that, as we were just talking about, is when thongs made their first groundbreaking appearance. First gaining popularity in South America.
And they wore those like high-waisted, like up over the hip thongs.
I
love those thongs. Oh, those are my favorite. Oh,
those are cool. And these are why I wish I was okay with wearing thongs, because they are cute. They're sexy and cool.
I like a nice high-waisted thong. They're great. They're wonderful. Yeah. Up over the hip. It's fucking great.
But as I said, first gaining popularity in South America, they came to the US around 1981 and became extremely popular, fitting perfectly into the 80s aerobics culture and following along with leotards and tights. G-strings were an absolute hit and introduced society to the concept of sexy underwear, which led men and women to start getting more comfortable with the idea of underwear being a powerful tool for sex appeal. Also, underwear as outerwear from 5000 BC came full circle in the 80s as stars such as Cher made appearances in a G-string bodysuit and two-piece sets on stage, which I can totally picture.
Oh, yeah. I literally know exactly which moment this is. I literally know the picture of this in my head. Yes. Yes, she
I love it. Cher's badass.
She's an icon.
Yes. By the 2000s, underwear was almost pretty much as we know it to be, but the decade brought the innovative concept of shapewear created by Spanx, where underwear comfort meets body shaping. That encouraged women to embrace and mold their figures from inside their outfits, which is a groundbreaking concept that women worldwide adopt on a daily basis on multiple occasions. Besides shapewear, there are many underwear styles that tend to focus on making women feel more comfortable with the shape of their bodies, such as the high waist and the high-waisted thong. Holla! The 2000s also took underwear sex appeal a step further with the rise of Calvin Klein and the near-naked models in stores advertising, opening the doors for a bigger market overall and bigger features in department stores. I think we only have one more paragraph just to wrap it up. It's called The Conclusion.
Wow. It's the last paragraph and it's called The Conclusion.
They clearly went to an 8th grade English class.
Innovative as fuck.
Oh, I love it. Finally, which they're using quite the conclusion word there. All of these ups and downs in the history of underwear have brought us to today, when every underwear trend falls on the side of coziness.
She stopped.
I feel like
she paused.
They're giving, it seems like their conclusion is involving kind of an ad for this underwear company.
So they're sponsored.
Yeah, so we're not doing that. That's the word that was at the very beginning that I didn't say because I was like, I'm pretty sure that's a company, so basically underwear, get fucked. But if you would like to know what underwear they are telling you to buy, go to our show notes and click on the link. Buy you some claimed comfortable underwear.
Boom. We're not sponsored, so you don't get to just be name dropped.
Unless you're
I don't know what you just said, Laura, because you were frozen on my screen.
Yeah, I was frozen on my screen too, it's fine. I said, except for you're that lady that we already forgot her name.
Wait, what?
The singing lady.
Cher?
We did call her out. No, wait, the singing coach. With the boxing gloves.
Oh, Cheryl. Cheryl Porter.
Cher and Cheryl. This is great. Now I'll remember.
Cheryl Porter.
I'll remember now.
Will you?
Who? Cher?
Cheryl.
No. Oh, Cheryl. So yeah.
Cheryl.
Goddamn. Oh, that's awesome. But that's what I got for you today. Just this casual history of underwear and
Laura's
how women
freezing
were
on
over
now.
Yet again. But you'll probably still hear it on my track, no?
Yeah, no, you'll still show up on the track. You usually do, so that's why I'm not worried about it. That's why she just keeps talking, because she usually just still shows up on the track. So I just sit here and I just sit here and wait until I can hear again, and then I'm like, oh yeah, cool, that's actually a cool fact.
Wow! I'm like, wow, I only heard half of that.
Yeah. Not really, though. I wait until you say something that I'm like, oh, that's actually really cool. I wish I heard the first sentence you said before that, but I'll figure it out.
I don't know, would have been way cooler. Yeah,
I'll figure it out in editing. Oh gosh, that's great.
Well, thank you for listening.
Well, we're gonna take a nice hairpin left turn, Yeah.
Hot takes coming quick right now, right?
It's so you know how last episode, guys, Laura went down a dark path with some cult shit and didn't read ahead in the article. That was her mistake.
I did. I read ahead enough. I'd like it to be a surprise for me too, okay?
She read a chunk of the article, but then when you get to where it gets really fucked is where she decided to stop. She goes, oh yeah, this is pretty fucked, and then stopped, and then, but not too bad, and then, we go along, and it's just, oh no, Laura, this is fucked. This is really fucked. I recently just watched someone's video going into more depth and detail about that cult.
What's her name?
Call Me Chris.
Blonde. Yes!
She's redhead right now, but yeah, Call Me Chris.
Yes. I saw that, and the day after we did that recording of the episode, she posted it, and I was like, girl, you psychic bitch, you were reading my mind.
Tell me you watched it. Tell me.
I didn't. I didn't.
Have to. It's so much worse than you think.
I listened to the first beginning of it, and I'm like, oh, damn, she got deep in it, because she doesn't even start where I start.
No, she goes so much deeper, and it's so
I want to watch it.
Fucked. It's so... I was listening, and I'm like, Laura didn't mention this. That article didn't mention this.
Yeah, they wanted to shove at least 19 fucked facts in there. They couldn't do all 20.
Woo!
Right. I meant to say 200, but 20 came out because that's only one extra fact that they didn't put in there. Sorry.
Anyways, so yeah, we're taking a hard turn. And we're gonna talk about something that's, people like to liken it to a cult, but it's not really a cult. But it's the Elan School. I don't know if you know anything about the Elan School. Well, fun fact, so. It was in Poland, Maine, where I went to school.
Wow.
It was literally in my stomping grounds. So, it's something that I very much took a big interest in learning about when I did learn about it. Yes.
Did you know about this when you were going to school?
No. And
they don't want to scare anyone.
The part is they didn't get shut down until 2011.
So you were in school in that area
when this was going on.
Excuse me, but that's insane.
Around the time that their downfall was happening, I was basically in high school because I graduated in 2014.
Yes. It's our 10-year
I'm old.
anniversary. I just got invited to our 10-year reunion.
I don't know if
fuck y'all.
Our school is
I didn't get invited to the 5th.
We didn't do a 5th. I have to go to our school page and see if we have one. I haven't heard about it. My high school best friend, who I'm still best friends with, well, elementary school. Sorry, no, we met in elementary school.
Wow.
Yeah, the one of the ones whose wedding I was in.
Okay.
She hasn't told me about anything, so I don't know if we're doing one.
Yeah,
but
I won't be going because nah.
Part of me really wants to go, just to show off that I'm hi, look at me, I'm doing fantastic things. But I don't know if I will actually go. It will depend on if my friends go. If my friend goes, I might go with her, but we'll see.
See, I switched high schools. If this was at my first high school where I actually liked it there,
I
might
other
go.
High school,
this
and that was in New York, and I wouldn't get invited to that one anyways. I was there for a year.
Yeah. Really. See, I graduated with the one I was there for 2 years, so I only liked one person.
Yeah, I went back.
When I was there since middle school, it was good.
I went back to my high school in Poland, so. Yeah.
Yes, Poland, please.
But anyways, so yeah, Elan School was a private, co-educational, and residential behavior modification program and therapeutic boarding school. Yeah, just take all that in, Laura. Take all of that in. I want you, a person who knows that world so very well now, especially now with your current job.
Not even. It was when I worked residential.
One of your previous jobs. But just take all of that.
Because that's a hard job. It's hard for the staff and it's hard for the kids that are there. It can be real tough. And it did inevitably get shut down. So but we were not doing crazy shit, you know? We could have. We did not. Oh my god, I can't even imagine.
I'm not even gonna delve
stressed.
As we could go in on this. We're gonna just scratch the surface on this because and maybe you and I can talk about it more off air because I'm not looking to bring everybody down too hard. If you want to go deeper in this, get it. If you want to go deeper in this, you can. Or maybe we'll go deeper in it together. We'll see. We'll depending on your questions.
Feel it out. See how it goes.
And how you're feeling. So it was located.
These poor kids, they didn't choose to be there.
No, they did not.
Okay, continue. I'm already.
So it was located in Poland, Maine, in Androscoggin County, and it was a full member of the National Association of Therapeutic Schools and Programs. I want you to keep that in mind.
Until 2011,
they were a certified school. Okay.
People I know could have gone there.
And was considered to be a part of the troubled teen industry. which is a very fucked up industry. We can go further into that later on if you guys want.
Yeah.
The facility was closed down on April 1st, 2011. I think it's kind of funny that it was April Fool's Day, but that's just me.
They're like, hey, bitches, you getting shut down.
Shut down.
April Fools?
Due to reports of abuse from many former students dating back to its opening in 1970. 1970 to 2011.
Over 40 years. That's insane.
So, they were located on a 33-acre campus that was formerly a hunting lodge. There were also other campuses, such as the one on Maple Crest Road in Parsonsfield, Maine, which was formerly a hotel and hospital before it was bought by Elan in 1975. The campus was known to have some of the worst abuse in the school's history and has been said to have been put out of use sometime in the 1980s. So that was their secondary school. The school acquired notoriety during the 1990s and early 2000s when former classmates of Michael Skakel, who had attended Elan in the 1970s, testified against him in his trial for an unsolved murder that had occurred about 2 years before he enrolled at Elan. The school was also the major subject of persistent allegations of abuse in their behavior modification program. So I'm going to read one of these articles here. I have a couple things that we're going to be reading from. So really quickly, we'll do the background and history. So Elan School was founded in 1970 by Joseph Ritchie, a former heroin addict who had worked with young people in drug treatment facilities. Along with a psychiatrist, Dr. Gerald Davidson, and investor David Goldberg. Ritchie headed the school until his death in 2001, when his widow, Sharon Terry, took over. In 1974, Elan was damaged by a fire with damages. I don't care about your damage from the fire. I don't know. This is random. Okay, so I'm going to go to this other article that's from allthat'sinteresting.com. So the Elan School was the last resort for parents of teens with behavioral problems and allegedly a site of systemic abuse. So remembering the school, a lot of the alumni claim that the school's methods amounted to abuse. Remembering the school as a hellhole, they say that the school administrators humiliated, restrained, and isolated students. Teenagers couldn't talk too loudly, smile at the wrong time, or even think about running away. While some former students maintain that the school's harsh tactics saved their lives, others contend that the Elan School left them with deep trauma that remains to this day, years after the school closed down. So before focusing on troubled teens... Oh, hold on. Sorry, folks.
It was like I saw a kitty ear.
Sorry, folks. Someone wants to come snuggle. Sorry. Pause for the kitty cat.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking as you're reading this, just like thinking about the residential I worked at.
I just got a kitty cat in your background.
Oh, bye, Harley. She said, you ignored me for too long. Get lost. But the residential I worked at, I didn't do anything illegal. I'm telling you that right now. But this experience for some kids was life-saving and life-changing. And then it was also absolutely trauma for them.
Of course.
Even if you're freaking out and you're doing all the things that is required for us to have to restrain you for the safety of others and yourself, that's still traumatizing, even if we're doing it the correct way.
Absolutely.
So it's just terrible all around, let alone when you're being extra about it.
These kids wasn't for the safety of others.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Exactly. Like, even doing it the right way is traumatizing, let alone
definitely.
The craziness I guarantee they're doing there.
Exactly. So imagine when it's not for the safety of others, it's just because you fucking blinked wrong. Like,
yeah.
So before focusing on troubled teens, the Elan School sought to save drug addicts. Founded in 1970 by Dr. Gerald Davidson, a psychiatrist, and Joe Ritchie, a former heroin addict, can't speak, who had experience working in drug treatment facilities. So the Elan School eventually zeroed in on adolescents. So Ritchie envisioned the school as a last resort for parents whose children struggled with behavioral and psychological problems. These are not your typical public school kids, Ritchie explained. Their parents bring them here to succeed when everything else has failed. So Ritchie employed harsh methods to reform the students under his care using what he learned at other facilities. Ritchie forced teenagers to scream at each other, wear humiliating signs, and even physically fight. He said it was in the name of rehabilitation, but many alumni disagree, and I can agree with the alumni.
Yeah.
So, for decades, students in grades 8 through 12 passed through the Elan School. They generally fall into 2 camps. Yeah, grade 8 through 12.
I thought you said 8-year-olds as well, and I was like, dear Lord, but even
grade 8 through 12 typically.
Yikes, though.
Pass through the school. They generally fall into 2 camps. Those who saw their education as abuse and those who saw it as a necessary reform. There are people who will swear on stacks of Bibles that Joe Ritchie saved their lives, said Ed Staffen, who graduated from Elan in 1978. There are others who will swear that Joe Ritchie was the devil. So Matt Hoffman, who attended the school from 1974 to 1976, called it a sadistic, brutal, violent, soul-eating hellhole. He and others recall tactics that included restraints, humiliation, and corporal punishment. Students were reportedly forbidden from taking a shower longer than 3 minutes, being in the bathroom for too long, writing without permission, looking out the window, or simply rubbing staff members the wrong way. If students broke any of these rules, they were often screamed at by their classmates for about an hour in a punishment called a general meeting, forced to wear humiliating signs or costumes, or even coerced into fighting other students in the ring, a makeshift circle of their peers where they would just beat up this person.
So that's traumatizing for the person getting beaten, but that's also traumatizing for the person being forced to beat someone.
Yep.
That's
who
insane.
doesn't want to, but if they don't do it, they themselves will in turn be beaten.
Yeah.
According to some accounts, these forced boxing matches resulted in at least one student's death. When 15-year-old Phil Williams Jr. died at the school in 1982, his family was told that the cause was a brain aneurysm. Just gonna let you take that in for a second. But over 30 years later, allegations surfaced that he'd actually been beaten to death in the ring after he complained of a headache. School administrators long dismissed accusations from students responding to reports of trauma at Elan. A school lawyer said people who fought in wars have nightmares too. Some wars are worth fighting. Despite the allegations, parents continue to pay upwards of $50,000 to send their children to the Elan school for years. It took a murder trial and an online campaign to finally close the school's doors for good. So they have a picture here of someone holding a sign, of one of these like kids holding a sign. I will read it to you. I'm not gonna read her name. It just feels wrong. But it says, "My name is, I behave like an emotional cripple. I consistently seek people's attention and try to get them to prove they care about me. I play games and continually usurp people's emotions in order to make myself feel special. Please confront me, because if I don't change my attitude, I will always be something and lonely." And yeah, that is a sign that one of these kids had to wear.
If you were to guess their age, what would you say? Is it lower or higher?
Higher.
In the teenage range?
Probably like
Okay.
14. Maybe like 14.
Aww. And yeah, she's trying to get people to prove that they care. That's what she needs. Jesus.
Like, give or take, yeah, like... It's sad. It's very sad.
What was psychology back then? Like,
oh my god.
Did you think one of these people was a psychologist?
Not a very good one, apparently.
Jesus.
So though Elan's harsh tactics were not a secret, the school got an unwanted boost of publicity when one of its former students was put on trial for a murder in 2002. Michael C. Skakel, a Kennedy relative, was suspected of killing his neighbor Martha Moxley in 1975 when they were both 15, just a couple years before Skakel was sent to the Elan school. So while at the school, Skakel allegedly confessed to murdering Moxley. One former schoolmate even testified in a pretrial hearing that Skakel told him, "I'm going to get away with murder. I'm a Kennedy." You're not an important Kennedy. No one cares about you. You're a disposable Kennedy, I promise.
Yeah, especially if they want to keep the other Kennedys of high.
Exactly, you're disposable, buddy.
Bye-bye.
But as Skakel tells it, the other students and faculty had tortured him to get him to confess. When those students testified during his trial, they broadcasted that they had suffered at Elan to a wide audience. As for Joe Ritchie, he said that Skakel had never confessed to the murder, but Ritchie never testified because he died of lung cancer before he was able to. So Skakel was initially found guilty of the murder in 2002 and sentenced to 20 years to life for the crime, though he'd later be released in 2013 when a judge ruled that his lawyer had not given him effective representation. And since then, the conviction has been reinstated, vacated, and reviewed multiple times. In 2020, Skakel ultimately walked free after prosecutors said they didn't have enough evidence to retry him, and the decision remains controversial, obviously.
Man, he was there for 40 years.
Yeah.
I know 20 to life means 20 to life, but some people get like 497 days in prison, you know? So it's like, I figured it would be closer to the 20 mark, but damn.
No, yeah. So it took an anonymous internet user to bring Elan down. So according to Ritchie's widow, Sharon Terry, who took over the school after his death, bad press online led to low enrollment, which is what led to them basically closing down. So Terry pointed out specifically to a Reddit user named Jesus My Hero, who led an online campaign against Elan. The user claimed to have attended the school in 1998 and alleged that the school's punishments were overly severe for most of its students who committed only minor infractions. I believe that the internet is our number one tool for exposing these horrid blind spots at the school for what they are, said Jesus My Hero. After closing in 2011, the Elan School left behind a murky legacy. Elan School saved my life, said Sarah Levesque, who attended the school in the 1990s, but I feel haunted by it.
So saved your life, but not in a good way. Like, not in like a...
For some people, yeah, sure, it helped them. But it still
was
traumatized them. So
right.
I also found this person on Reddit. It is from like 9 years ago, which kind of tracks because that's around a little after, like that's a few years after the school was shut down, so people were still talking about it. So this is this person's like experience there, like they went to the school. So this, I will have it linked in the sources, of course. So I'm gonna read through like some of their bullet points that they put. So we were forced to participate in staff-organized fight clubs, none of which were fair. All were designed to humiliate one child, who would be put up against at least 3 others. So even the children who followed the rules were forced to fight in the name of good. Children who tried to rebel or be free-thinking were thrown into an isolation room where they had to stay for months at a time. They had to sleep at night on a dirty mattress on the floor of the isolation room. The mattress was brought to them at midnight, and they were woken up around 7 a.m. We were all forced to perform in a ritual called a general meeting, where the entire house, 60 or more boys and girls, screamed at one child who stood behind a broomstick. Many times they were forcibly held up by 2 other students, so they would have to accept the punishment. Education was considered a right, but those of us who earned the right were still robbed of an education. School was from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. No homework, no tests, no projects. Example, math class consisted of grabbing a math book and handing the teacher at least 1 page of work. The other 12 hours of the day consisted of constant conditioning and brainwashing. In the beginning, you obviously rejected it, but then you would be dealt with. You would not be able to rise through the ranks of the program to earn more rights until you could prove yourself to be a good candidate for more brainwashing. Eventually, it became your responsibility to begin indoctrinating the newer residents, basically you 6 months earlier. And you had strength and non-strength. Non-strengths were not allowed to talk, interact, or communicate in any way with other non-strengths. It took a minimum of 6 months to earn the title of strength, and it took some kids years to earn strength. Some kids never did. So your level of high school had no reflection whatsoever on your ability to leave Elan. I was forced to do my senior year of high school twice, even though I was technically done after the first senior year. The staff members were primarily former students who were hired by Elan after graduating from the program. Many arrived in BMWs and clearly made 6-figure incomes. None of them had degrees in psychology, education, social work, etc. Many of them never went to college at all. All outgoing letters to parents were screened, many of us having to write many different drafts until they were accepted. All phone calls to our parents were monitored, and we were allowed about 15 minutes a week. And the person who monitored the call would have their hand hovering over the hang up button as a constant reminder of our reality. So yeah.
That's crazy.
And I found another article that some kids were sent to this school by their parents from other countries because they thought it was a safe place to send their kids to go to school for a little while, because like they saw a brochure or an ad of like horseback riding and skiing and like kids having fun, and so they literally were sitting there thinking, oh, my kid will be safe here, I can give my kid to these people to take care of them, only to later learn when they get their kid back what they fucking went through there.
Yeah. And you can't even tell your parents because, like they said, everything was monitored.
And some of their parents were like confused as to why like suddenly they're only getting to talk to their kid 15 minutes once a week. Like,
jeez.
That's
a huge red flag.
It's a pretty fucked up school. So it got shut down in 2011. In my opinion, it should have been shut down much sooner.
Basically when it opened.
There were a lot of runaways from it. There's one specific one. So students would occasionally run away. Former Androscoggin County Sheriff's Office Captain Ray LaFrance stated that Elan would send groups in vans to search for and return runaways, and noted that the school only called police to report missing students as a last resort. LaFrance said some runaways would be relieved to be found after spending nights in the woods, though others were scared to death to go back to Elan. If we really felt they were really scared, we'd bring them into the department, call their parents, and at least let them know what's going on. Then we'd call Elan and they'd come pick them up. In 1979, Lieutenant Max Ashburn was called by a local family to pick up a 16-year-old Elan runaway. The boy had been a student at Elan for several months and said that his parents lived in another state. Ashburn recalled in 2016 that the boy was crying and he was begging me not to take him back. Rather than return him to the school, Ashburn, a former truck driver, took the boy to a local diner and instructed him to hitch a ride with one of the truck drivers there. So that cop later went, like, after that encounter with that kid, I was reading in another article that he basically went on to start basically paying closer attention to the school and taking note of the kids that were there and like the abuse and stuff like that. Not that much happened with what he had, but like he straight up went to the school and tried to get in. Like he went in and was like, I'm here to check things out because like of reports of abuse, and they were basically like, no, get out.
Yeah,
they were just like,
because even back then you probably still need a warrant and
more
stuff
than likely, but yeah, they straight up like just were like, no, out, like no, absolutely not. Yeah, no, it's very fucked. It's
insane.
And I'm pretty sure there were also, I can't remember fully, but I think there were also situations of, and I fucking hate this, but like showing up at the home and taking them in the middle of the night. I'm not sure if this school did that. It doesn't say it in any of these articles, but
that would be insane. And also, what parent was like, yes?
Exactly. That's what would get me. And I don't think this school did that. I think it was usually you signed your kid up to go there. You didn't usually do the scare tactic of getting them there because you weren't supposed to know that there was harsh treatment and punishment going on there. That was part of it.
That's true.
Yeah. So
what is this place called again?
The Elan School. ELAN.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you're interested in looking further into it, you can definitely look further into it. There's a lot of people. So it was taken down by someone on Reddit. That's basically how they got taken down.
Which is crazy because it was what? I don't know, in 2011-ish?
Yeah.
I mean, things were super crazy online, yeah?
No, they were definitely
a little
around that time, though. Things were definitely starting to
picking up.
More. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So but that was basically one of the biggest reasons why that they got shut down was because of someone on Reddit went and started a campaign to expose all the shit that was going on there, and they finally got down in 2011. 1970 to 2011. Crazy.
Definitely crazy. But honestly, a little bit it adds up if you think about the way people were parented in the 70s.
Well,
80s,
that's why during
that
time. Well, that's why there are so many of those schools that exist, is because of the way a lot of people were raised with that militarized parenting style and just beating people into fucking submission, even though it's been proven that doesn't work, guys.
No,
it doesn't work. Yeah, no, it's definitely intense and insane, and there's a lot of those schools out there. Like, I mean, look at Dr. Phil. He got in trouble for sending kids to like schools like this, camps and schools like this that
he clearly didn't actually look into
that use punishment.
And then, like, in the 90s and early 2000s, there was, like, Scared Straight, where someone would send their kid to be screamed at. And I'm like, ugh.
That was a big thing. And on MTV, they had, like, shows where, like, troubled kids would get sent to work on someone's farm or something like that. Like, something so stupid. Just...
I mean, that one I feel like is fine as long as they're being treated humanely.
Yeah, like, but also, I'm also like, but how much is this actually doing that for them because they're being recorded for a television show?
That's also the weird part, for sure.
Exactly. And I don't think many of them got fully well rehabilitated, if you will.
No.
Yeah, so...
No. It has not gone about the right way.
But that is the Elan School. Literally grew up and was going to school right down the way.
I wonder if anybody that you knew in like elementary or middle school or high school that was behavioral, and all of a sudden you just didn't see them again.
I know nobody that I went to elementary school with and middle school with didn't, because we were a very small school. I would have noticed if one of them went off to a different school that wasn't like the fucking Catholic school that a bunch of them went to. So I don't think so. Nobody that I know of. At least not to my knowledge. So.
My connection is so unstable.
Oh. Right as she gave up.
So like, I'm just...
She closed out right as she gave up.
Sorry.
And it came back right as she gave up and closed out.
We're back to being...
Came back right as she gave up.
Bitches!
Give her a minute to get back in here. Welcome back. You were frozen for so long too. I was like, Yep. Don't worry, same. Well, you know what? We're at the end, so we're gonna wrap it up here.
No, I didn't.
We're gonna wrap this part up here.
You're not frozen for me.
So thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you want to contact us at all, you can hit us up on our social medias, which is Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Chaos and Cats Pod.
Speaking with you all.
YouTube is at Chaos and Cats Podcast. And our email is chaosandcatspodcast@gmail.com. Feel free to hit us up with whatever. Anything you want. And I'm gonna call it here because Laura froze again. So, oh wait, she's still there. Just her camera's frozen. Okay, all right, she's still there. All right. Well, we're gonna call it. We're gonna end it because technology is not on our side. So stay weird. Stay weird. Have a good day, life, whatever. We'll see you next time.